All right, so variator bosses. These are all basically for the the stock variator boss. And this height right here, you see, this is the tallest one. This is the original height. This one's machined down a little bit, and this one's machined down even more. So this original height, whatever whatever that height is or length is. This one right here is machined off 0.45, basically 45 thousandths of an inch. This one is 0.75 or 0.76, so 75, 76 thousandth of an inch machined off. So the reason why I machined these off those amount is that the washers that I use for these ones for these were basically that thickness. So, and I think I've talked about these before, and this 0.75 one. This 0.75 one that I used. Oops. This 0.7. God dang it. I stopped touching it, I suppose. So this 0.75 one that I use, this one right here, this is the one that gives me basically 5 miles an hour more. And this one is about 2.5 or so. Well, actually, yes, this one's about 5 miles an hour more. This one is about 2 miles less than that. 2 or 3 miles, probably 2.5 miles less than this one. So basically, stock whatever it is, 2.5 miles more, another 2.5 miles more. But the negative side is that these ones gear taller, so you get more speed. But the negative side is the climbing sucks. Climbing's not, it's awful. So if you do a lot of stop and going, or you do a lot of climbing, don't do that. It just doesn't work very well. You're in a flats or in a open space, and these two work great. This is sort of the middle ground, this middle one here. But the negative thing about using those two shorter ones with the spacers is, I think I've mentioned this before. Let's look at this. Let's look at this. So the negative thing about it, let's look at this one first. If you look at this one, you can see that it's let me get in closer. See that camera focus. So you see that it has there's a see that groove that it formed. That's from the 0.75 thickness washer. That's about 1.5 millimeters or so, over a millimeter, that it dug in. So that's why I don't recommend that one, even though it gets me up to 60 miles an hour. I don't recommend it because of that. It shortens your belt life. Honda recommends 15,000 miles for the belt. I normally change it every 10,000 miles. When I started doing this one, I actually changed it every 5,000 miles. So that's why I don't recommend this one, just because of the belt life. And on this side, you can actually see a little bit of touching on the belt as well. That right there is from this right here is from this little touching is from the 0.45 washer. I think it would have touched more because this belt's pretty worn out already, and I mean I'm not using this belt anymore. This one's being replaced. This one has probably about 5,000 miles on it, but also the variator that I'm using has probably at least 10,000 miles on it, or so. So both the variator and the belt is it's kind of worn out, so that's why it didn't touch as much with that 0.45. I just put that 0.45 in last week or 2 weeks ago. I only have a couple hundred miles. Yeah, actually last week, so I only have a couple hundred miles on it, a little bit over a couple hundred miles, and you still see it touching with a worn belt and worn variator, and right. So that's the negative side to that. So instead of using the washers, I got the Katako final drive taller gearing. Stock was a 49 teeth. The Katako was a 48 teeth, so it geared a little bit taller. And I haven't driven it yet. I just barely put it on. And I also went with the Dr. Pulley washers. Not washers. I mean Dr. Pulley sliders. So here on the Dr. Pulleys, you actually also see it touching the belt as well. So a little bit of touching, but you have to realize that this is a brand new belt with a brand new variator, with new roller, with new sliders, Dr. Pulley sliders. Everything is new, so the belt's gonna ride higher up. If it was more worn, it probably wouldn't touch at all, or it might be very similar to the 045 washer here. It just touched a little bit. This right here actually touched more than this did, but this is had all that wear on it. If everything was new on the 045 side, I would say it would probably touch just as much, if not more, than the Dr. Pulley will. Because looking at my top speed, the 045 washer is actually still faster than the Dr. Pulley's by 1 mile an hour faster in the top speed. So that tells me that the gearing is taller. I mean, everything else is the same except for the gearing, right? The variator opening up and squeezing the belt, and the belt riding up higher. So that tells me that the 045 washer will actually, if everything was new, it would actually touch more than Dr. Pulley. So this is the Dr. Pulley, and with a couple hundred miles on it, more than a couple hundred, probably at least 300 miles on it. So there's a little bit of touching, and if it's only touching that much and from brand new, I'm okay with that. I can live with that. It's basically only touching the surface, not much. It didn't really go down past the surface looking at it. So that's what I'm gonna stick with. I'm gonna stick with the 12 gram Dr. Pulley's, because the 12 gram and the 13 gram, that's what stock roller weights are. 13 grams. They both have the same top gear because of their size. They open the variator the same amount, but the 12 gram gives me more acceleration and more hill climbing, faster in that regards. So I'm gonna stick with the 12 gram Dr. Pulley's and the Kitako upgear kit. So obviously I haven't ridden the Kitako yet because I just literally just put it on like a few minutes ago. So I'm gonna see how that runs. I'm thinking I'm probably gonna get to 60 miles an hour, just like I did with the 075 washer that I put in there. But it still would climb better because I still have lower gear, because my variator is not open initially. It's not open at all. It's completely closed. So that gives me a shorter gear, and the lighter weights, the 12 grams versus 13, will also give me better acceleration as well. So I think that's probably the best way to go, is Dr. Pulley's 12 gram sliders along with the Kitako upgear kit. But again, the Kitako hasn't I haven't ridden it yet, so it hasn't been proven yet. But if you if you don't have the inclination to open up the drive, open up this drive back here and everything, you don't have those abilities, and it shouldn't take much. The tools, the least you could do is put in the 12 gram sliders. I think that's the best thing. That's the easiest thing. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching.